Welcome back to the channel, fight fans. Today we're diving deep into the world of high-stakes, bone-crushing, and let's be real, money-making MMA. We're talking about the top 10 highest-paid MMA fighters in 2024. These are the guys who are putting it all on the line, leaving it all in the octagon, and cashing some serious checks while they're at it. These athletes have not only dominated in the octagon, but also at the bank. From mega fights to massive endorsements, we're breaking down how these warriors are building their fortunes. Get ready for some insane numbers because we're talking millions and millions of dollars. So strap in, grab your protein shake, and let's get ready to rumble. First up, the one and only, Conor McGregor. This guy's a global icon, a trash-talking machine, and a PPV legend. McGregor's fights are events, man. People tune in from all over the world to see him work, win or lose. And that translates to some serious cash. We're talking tens of millions per fight. But it's not just the fights, right? Conor's got that Irish charm and that I don't give a attitude that makes him a marketing dream. He's got endorsements coming out of his ears, from whiskey to clothing lines. And let's not forget Proper 12, his own whiskey brand. That thing took off like a rocket. He ended up selling a majority stake for a ridiculous amount of money. Love him or hate him, you gotta respect the hustle. Conor McGregor knows how to make bank, inside and outside the octagon. Next up, we've got Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov. This guy's a legend, undefeated in his professional career and a dominant force in the lightweight division. Khabib might have retired from fighting, but his earning power hasn't slowed down one bit. He's got a huge following, especially in Russia and the Middle East, and that translates to some serious sponsorship deals. We're talking about deals with brands like Gorilla Energy Drink, Toyota, and even Salam Pay, a digital payment system. This dude's reach is global, man. And let's not forget his fight purses. He was raking in millions per fight during his championship run, and his final fight against Justin Gaethje was one for the record books. Khabib's a testament to hard work, dedication, and staying true to your roots. He's a role model for young athletes everywhere, and he's showing the world that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Ronda Rousey. She's a pioneer, a game changer, and a true force of nature. She put women's MMA on the map, and she did it with style and a whole lot of arm bars. Ronda was one of the biggest draws in UFC history, male or female. Her fights were must-see events, and she was bringing in huge PPV numbers. But Ronda's a true crossover star. She transitioned seamlessly into Hollywood, starring in action movies like Furious 7 and The Expendables 3. And then there's the WWE. Ronda took the wrestling world by storm, becoming a champion and proving she could hang with the best of them. Ronda Rousey is a true icon, and she's got the bank account to prove it. She's a role model for young women everywhere, showing them that they can achieve anything they set their minds to. Chapter 4. Brock Lesnar. The Beast. Incarnate's double dip. Brock Lesnar. The name alone sends chills down your spine. This guy's a freak of nature, a genetic anomaly, and a one-man wrecking crew. He dominated the UFC, becoming the heavyweight champion. Then he went back to WWE, breaking more records and solidifying his legend. Brock's got that rare ability to draw in casual and hardcore fans alike. People want to see his primal intensity and raw power, and they're willing to pay big bucks to see it. Chapter 5. Georges St-Pierre. GSP's legacy of dominance and discipline. Georges St-Pierre, GSP. One of the greatest welterweights of all time, a master technician, and a true ambassador for the sport. GSP dominated the welterweight division for years, defending his title multiple times and cementing his legacy as one of the best to ever do it. He was a PPV draw, and his fights were always technical clinics. But GSP's appeal goes beyond his fighting skills. He's known for his discipline, his work ethic, and his clean-cut image. That's why he's been able to attract big-name sponsors like Under Armour, NOS Energy Drink, and Hayabusa. And let's not forget his acting career. He's appeared in movies like Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and Kickboxer Vengeance. GSP's a true legend, and he's built a successful career both inside and outside the octagon. He's a testament to hard work, dedication, and staying true to your values. Chapter 6. Anderson Silva, the Spider's Web of Earnings. Anderson Silva, the Spider. One of the most creative, elusive, and entertaining fighters to ever step foot in the octagon. Anderson Silva was a dominant champion for years, defending his middleweight title a record 10 times. Known for his unorthodox striking and incredible chin, he could finish fights from anywhere. A huge PPV draw, his fights were must-see events. A master of his craft, he made it look effortless. Even after his prime, Silva continued to fight and entertain, remaining one of the greatest. Anderson Silva's legacy as a fighter is secure, and his earning power reflects that. Chapter 7. Jon Jones, Bones to Pick with the Bank. Jon Jones, Bones, the youngest champion in UFC history, a fighter who's both revered and controversial, and a guy who's always in the headlines. Jon Jones is arguably the most talented fighter to ever grace the octagon. His fighting IQ, his creativity, and his ability to adapt are unmatched. He's dominated the light heavyweight division for years, and he's considered by many to be the pound-for-pound best. But Jones's career has been plagued by controversy outside the cage. He's had run-ins with the law, failed drug tests, and been stripped of his title multiple times. Despite the controversies, Jones remains a huge draw, and his fights are always major events. He's also got endorsement deals with companies like Nike and Gatorade. Jon Jones is a complex figure, a fighter who's both brilliant and flawed, but there's no denying his impact on the sport and his earning power. Chapter 8. Michael Bisping, from trash talk to big bucks. Michael Bisping, the Count, the first British fighter to win a UFC championship, a guy who's never backed down from a challenge and a natural entertainer. Bisping's known for his trash talk, his relentless pressure, and his ability to win fights even when he's not supposed to. He's a fan favorite, and he's always been a draw. But Bisping's career extends beyond fighting. He's a successful commentator for the UFC, and he's also appeared in movies like XX Return of Xander Cage and Den of Thieves. He's also a savvy businessman, with his own podcast, Believe You Me, and his own line of CBD products. Michael Bisping is a true self-made man, a guy who's worked his way up from nothing to become one of the most recognizable faces in MMA. And he's done it all while staying true to himself. Chapter 9. Daniel Cormier DC's Double Duty Payday. Daniel Cormier DC, a two-division champion, an Olympic wrestler, and one of the most respected figures in the sport. DC's known for his wrestling pedigree, his knockout power, and his infectious personality. He's a fan favorite, and he's always been a draw. But DC's also a successful commentator for the UFC, and he's known for his insightful analysis and his ability to break down fights in a way that even casual fans can understand. He's also a savvy businessman with his own podcast, DC and Helwani, and his own line of fitness apparel. Daniel Cormier is a true role model, a guy who's achieved success in multiple areas of life. He's a testament to hard work, dedication, and staying true to your values. Chapter 10. Nate Diaz, the Stockton Slugger's big money fights. Nate Diaz, the Stockton Slugger. A fan favorite, a guy who's never afraid to speak his mind, and a fighter who always brings the heat. Nate Diaz is known for his volume striking, his granite chin, and his willingness to brawl. He's a fighter who always comes to win, and he's always down for a scrap. He's been involved in some of the biggest and most lucrative fights in UFC history, including his 2 fights against Conor McGregor and his rivalry with Jorge Masvidal. Nate's also a savvy businessman with his own CBD company, Game Plan Your Life, and his own line of Represent Lidded apparel. Nate Diaz is a true original, a fighter who marches to the beat of his own drum. He's a fan favorite, and he's always going to be a draw. Outro, the future of money fights. Well, there you have it, fight fans. The top 10 highest paid MMA fighters of 2024. These guys are at the top of their game, and they're raking in the dough while they're at it. From mega fights to massive endorsements, these warriors are proving that MMA is more than just a sport. It's a global phenomenon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on your favorite fighters. Who do you think will be the next big earner in MMA? Let us know in the comments below.